Hello and welcome back for another edition of London Direct. I've been on holiday for a couple of weeks and there are a couple of interesting facts. The weather in London has moved from dreadful to just dreary, and Greece is still in the eurozone. Well, I've been discussing the latest with Alistair Cotton from Currencies Direct. So Alistair, we have these proposals by the Greek government, and to me they're pretty vague. Do you think that the ideas such as stopping people buying illegal cigarettes is really going to make much difference to the bottom line for Greece?
No, absolutely not. It's an exercise of kicking the can down the road. When there was a standoff between the Greek government, the new Greek government, and the Troika, it was turning into an economic problem. It's now purely back to being a political problem for the new Greek government. It's really sort of, they've got to walk a very, very tight line in between their electorate and well, that's it really. They've got to walk a very tight line because they've promised a lot and delivered on none of it now. Yeah,
I mean, Christine Lagarde, head of the IMF, has called them out basically, hasn't she? She said, I mean, there's no detail. Yeah. So are there any proposals there that are encouraging?
Frankly, no. What they need to do, and what they've been doing, they've done really well in reforming their economy so far. They're running a primary budget surplus. However, as we've gone into these negotiations, their tax take is absolutely nosediving again, as people expected, them to leave the euro and to return to the drachma. They've got to reform their taking of tax from people. That is the bottom line. They have to be able to take tax from the people and spend it properly. And I think that's the main problem that Greece has, is that the Greek population don't trust the government to spend the money wisely. And that's not changed at all. We're still exactly the same situation, and people will go on avoiding tax until that's been reformed correctly.
Yeah, so let's talk about the timeline. You've alluded to the fact it's a bit like the classic eurozone bodge job.
Yeah.
So we have this 4-month extension. What do you think is going to be happening over the 4 months? And after that 4-month period, what happens then?
Well, as I've already elaborated, really, this 4 months is the eurozone, the EC, and the IMF throwing the ball back into Greece's court, especially the government. So the Greek government now has to avoid having to call another election effectively because they've not delivered on any of their pre-election pledges. It's really a case of, can they convince the Greek people that the deal that they've hammered out is a good one? And if not, we'll be in exactly the same position in 4 months again.
Yeah. So what about the euro as a currency? If it does fall apart, Greece does leave the single currency. Do you think that we could see a Swiss franc style move, or do you think it's going to be much more muted than that?
For the moment, stability in the euro should be okay. They've brought the IMF and the ECB have done really well in stabilising it. From a currency perspective in particular, because interest rates are now so low, I think we're going to see, as it sort of calms down a bit, is the euro being the funding currency for carry trades, much like the Japanese yen and the dollar have been funding currencies. The euro will start to be that. So it should actually put downward pressure on it over time, but I don't think it's far too important a currency to see a real spike like we saw in the Swiss franc.
And just to finish off, with the clients that you speak to here at Currencies Direct, are they concerned about the long-term future of the eurozone? Are they trying to offload their euros?
We've seen a lot of forward booking, extended forward booking out to 2 years over the last couple of months. I think they're more worried about the UK election and the volatility it's going to cause for the pound than the euro at the moment.
Well, thank you to Alistair. Next time I'll be discussing UK GDP. Can the UK continue to outperform its European peers? But for the moment, goodbye for now.